Good morning, children. I welcome you all to our English class. So, today we are in day 3 with the third lesson, and the topic is adjectives. I hope you all are enjoying learning, taking down notes, and trying to understand the different topics that we are taught. So, just a recap of all the lessons that we have already done. In day 1, we did countable and uncountable nouns. We learned what are nouns, what are concrete nouns, what are abstract nouns, all the definitions. Again, in lesson 2, we learned about determiners and the different kinds of determiners and how to identify them in a given sentence. Now let's start with today's lesson, that is adjectives. So as the screen says, adjectives are, in simple words, adjectives are describing words which tells us about the size, the color, the sound or the behavior and so on of a noun. So they describe a noun. So let's look into the definition of it. Adjectives are words that are used to describe or modify nouns or pronouns. So basically they do what? They can describe things. They tell you more about a noun. So they give you a little bit more information, explanation about a particular noun. Adjectives take many forms. They come in many forms. For example, all these words, can you see these words? They are known as adjectives. Red, quick, happy, kind, tall, strong, etc. Now, when we study about adjectives, they basically have two kinds of adjectives. One is comparative and the other one is superlative adjectives. So, let's see what are comparative and superlative adjectives. Now, as the definition says, comparative adjectives are used to compare. Okay, as the name says, it is used to compare differences between the two objects they modify. Whatever the objects or the subjects that are there, and they modifies it, they changes it. They describe the difference between two people, items, or things. They are used in sentences where two nouns are compared. For comparison, suppose you want to compare something, you cannot compare a noun with just a single noun. You at least need to have a minimum number of two nouns or two items or two people to make the comparison. So what is the pattern used here? Pattern used is noun. You also call them as subject. So noun plus the verb, whichever verb or action words that you're using, plus comparative adjective, plus than. You always use, whenever you use comparative adjective, you use the word than, plus again the second noun or second objective. I told you, you cannot compare between just a single noun. You have to have two nouns or two people, two items or two things to make the comparison. So see the line here. The sentence says, Meena writes faster than Sheba. So can you see the two subjects that are given here? Meena is the first subject, Sheba is the second subject. And how is the comparison done? It says Meena writes faster than Sheba. Okay, so as the pattern says, you have this first subject or the first noun plus verb. What is the verb here? Writes. Okay, writes. And then the comparative adjective faster. So comparative adjectives, they always use er. Okay, fast, faster. Plus the word than, than, and plus the second noun or the second object, Sheba. Okay. Now the example for comparative adjectives are larger, smaller, faster, higher, etc. The verb plus the er forms of it. Okay. Now, what are superlative adjectives? It takes a comparison to the highest degree. So, at the previous slide says comparative adjectives, they simply compare. Okay, that's a general comparison that are done. But when you come to superlative adjectives, they actually go to another degree, to a higher degree, and that is the highest degree. A superlative adjective compares three or more nouns, whereas in comparative adjective you have only two nouns. Now here in this case you can have more nouns. Okay, more than two nouns, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Also compares nouns to the highest or lowest limits of the quality being compared. Now superlative adjectives, they can go to either extremes, either to the highest level or to the lowest limit. Okay, best is the highest degree and worst is the lowest degree. Okay, children. Now, example, see the sentence given here. My mother's cooking is the best in the family. Okay, again, read it again, once again. My mother's cooking is the best in the family. So what you can understand from this sentence, it says that there are a lot of other women also in the family. You may have uncles, you may have aunties, you may have buas, and all these people. But out of all these women, who cooks the best? Your mother. Okay, so the sentence says, my mother's cooking is the best in the family. So as the definition says, it compares, in the comparison is done in between more nouns. Okay, out of all the women, my mother's cooking is the best in the family. Hope you understood, children. Let's see more examples. Okay, as the picture says, one ball is bigger than the other one. Okay, so how is the sentence formed? The pink ball is smaller than the yellow ball. This comes under which category? Comparative adjective. Okay. Now the next one, we have more examples here. Fast, faster, and fastest. And what did we learn? Superlatives. They take the comparison to a higher degree, and that is the third form, fastest. Okay. Again, some more examples. Old, older, oldest. Now let's come to nouns as adjectives, where they are nouns. They perform the function of a noun, but those nouns in particular sentences, when we use, they turn as adjectives. They can be used as adjectives. What are they? Rule number 1, the nouns as an adjective always comes first or before the second or main noun. For example, see the first one, a cricket bat. So here, cricket is also a noun, bat is also another noun. So the noun that plays the role of an adjective, it comes in front of the main noun. So here in this phrase, what is the main noun? The word bat. Bat is the main noun, and which word describes it? The word cricket describes the bat. What kind of a bat is that? It's a cricket bat. And the next sentence, a car race. Both car is also a noun, race is also a noun, but it further, the noun car acts as an adjective to the word race. What kind of a race is it? It is a car race. And similarly, a soccer ball. What kind of a ball is it? It's a soccer ball. Soccer, again a noun. A love story, again similar rule applies here. Now the second one, in general, like adjectives, nouns being used as adjectives are used in the singular form. Okay, children, although in the case of certain words like clothes, customs, sports, etc., they all come under exceptional cases. Okay, let's see the example. Bathroom or bathrooms. Okay, two nouns coming together, bathroom, or we say it as bathrooms. We never call them as bathrooms, or we never call them as bathrooms. Okay, like we never say that in the plural sense. The first noun will always remain singular. Okay, again, badminton racket or badminton rackets. We can never say badminton's rackets or badminton's racket. Okay, it always remains as badminton racket. Now the third rule, multiple nouns can also be used as adjectives. Multiple nouns, as the word says, multiple means more than two. It can be two, it can be more than two. Can also be used as adjectives. So see here, school cricket team coach. Okay, so the entire not the entire sentence, the first three words acts as an adjective. School cricket team comes together. Okay, what coach is that? It's our school cricket team coach. Next line, Child Healthcare Research Center. So these words, Child Healthcare Research, all these four words are nouns, okay, multiple nouns. But again, all these four words together they describe which word? Center. What center is it? It's a Child Healthcare Research Center. Okay, the last explanation, motor production cost. Okay, so the word is cost, and that particular, the noun cost is again described by the words or nouns motor production. Again a multiple noun, you have two nouns here. Okay, more than one noun. We can also, the last rule, we can also use a true adjective before nouns as adjective. Using a true adjective before nouns again as an adjective. So what are they? Cute coffee mug. So here listen carefully and see the sentence. The word mug is described by these two words, cute coffee mug. Okay, so how is the mug? It's a cute coffee mug. Now how does this coffee mug looks? It looks cute. Again the words coffee mug, it is described with the word cute. Understood? So the true adjective before nouns as adjective. Honest school teacher. Who is she? She is a teacher. She is a teacher teaching in a school. So that becomes she is a school teacher. And what kind of a school teacher is she? She is an honest school teacher. Okay, delectable Chinese cuisine. Delectable means very delicious, very tasty, yummy. So, what kind of a cuisine is that? Cuisine means dish. What kind of a cuisine is it? It is a Chinese cuisine. And what kind of a Chinese cuisine is that? It's a delectable one. It's a delicious one. And the last one, increasing air pollution. You know what is what is pollution? Okay. So the word pollution again is described by what kind of a pollution? It's an air pollution. And what kind of air pollution? Increasing. Okay, increasing air pollution. So children, I hope that you have understood this slide very carefully. Read it again, okay, and understand. Next we come to position of adjectives. where do we place the adjective word in a given sentence. So to study that, we have to again go into these two categories. What are they? Attributive adjectives and predicative adjectives. So let's see what are attributive adjectives. An attributive adjective is an adjective that usually comes before the noun. It usually comes before the noun, not after the noun. It comes before the noun. It modifies without a linking verb. It does not need a linking verb to change itself. Okay, see the example and you will understand better. The black dog is barking. So, as the definition says, an attributive adjective is an adjective that usually comes before the noun. So, what is the noun here? Dog. And what is the attributive adjective that comes before the noun? It is black. What kind of dog was it? What color was it? It was black in color. The second line, the whale is the largest mammal. So, mammal is the noun here, and the adjective that comes before the word mammal, largest, is the attributive adjectives here. Now, the last example, that is a new car. So, what is the noun here? Car is the noun, and what is the attributive adjective here? It is the word new. Why? What is the reason? Why do we call it as attributive adjectives? Because it comes before the noun car. Understood, children? Now let's see the second category, that is predicative adjectives. What are predicative adjectives? They are a subject complement, a word or group of words that follows a linking verb or verb phrase. Okay, it links a verb or verb phrase and it follows the noun basically. Second line, it contrasts with an attributive adjective. Contrast means it's the opposite. Predicative adjectives are just the opposite of attributive adjectives, which is placed immediately before the noun it modifies. Okay, in attributive adjective, the adjective is placed before the noun, but in predicative adjective, the adjective is placed after the noun or the verb phrase. Now see the example. This soup tastes great. Okay, so the word great is a predicative adjective that comes after the subject complement. Okay, the subject is soup here and it complements, this word great complements the taste of the soup. Understood? How does it taste? It tastes great. The second one, the kitchen smells fantastic on Thanksgiving. Now, Thanksgiving is a day where we thanks our God, where we give, thanks offering to our God for all the goodness and blessings that He has given in our lives. So it says, the kitchen smells fantastic. People cook good dishes and delicious dishes on that day. So the kitchen smells fantastic on Thanksgiving. So the subject complement, what is the subject? The subject is kitchen. Subject complement is smells fantastic. So how does the kitchen smell on that day? It smells fantastic. So the word fantastic is the predicative adjective used here. The last example, our campfire looked bright and dramatic. You all know what is a campfire. Okay, people sit around a pile of woods where they light it, they burn it, and they enjoy. Okay, so our campfire looked bright and dramatic. How did the subject is campfire and the subject complement bright and dramatic? How did the campfire look? It looked bright and dramatic. Hope you all understood this, children. So let's go to the next slide. Again, it says more about predicative adjectives. What is a predicative adjective? In simple terms, a predicative adjective follows a linking verb and modifies the subject of a sentence. Follows means to come after. Okay. The most common sentence structure using this type of adjective is, see the structure here, the pattern. Subject comes first, then comes the linking verb, then the last is predicative adjective. Fine. Again, a few more examples of attributive adjectives. Heavy rain is expected in the island. Attributive adjectives always come in front of the nouns. So the noun here is the noun here is rain and the attributive adjective is heavy. Okay. The second sentence, we saw savage animals on the zoo. Savage, ferocious, very, all these animals that come under the category of lion, tiger, leopard, they all are known as savage animals. Animals that prey on other animals. So the noun is animals and the adjective is savage. And savage is what kind of adjective here? Attributive adjective, because it comes in front of the noun word. Next we come to the order of adjectives. We have a certain order. Suppose you have just one single word as a noun or a subject, but you have a lot of words to describe it. So you have a pattern of using those words. First, you will use the opinion. Okay, that is horrible, fantastic, great. All these words come under the category of opinion. Then comes size, big, tiny, enormous, then age, then shape, purpose, material, origin, color. Okay, so all these are the different order of adjectives. You can note it down in your notebook. So here you have few more adjectives, examples on the basis of color, on the basis of size, texture, and shape. You can go through the slide, read the words, and find out more words. Okay, find out more words which come under all these categories. Now let's see the example for order of adjectives. A lovely, large, antique, round, black, Spanish wooden mixing bowl. So actually the noun is the word bowl. Okay? The given noun or the subject of the sentence is the word bowl. But all these words, lovely, large, antique, all these words are describing words, adjectives. But when you use them in a sentence, you have to follow the given order. So first you have to put the word that comes under the category of opinion. Then you should see the size, then quality, age, shape, color, origin, material, and then purpose. For which purpose is that bowl made for? Understood, children? So it says a lovely, large, antique, round, black, Spanish wooden mixing bowl. Just remember all these words in the correct order. Okay, in the correct order, so that you can pick out the words of your own and then make sentences on your own in the correct order. And make at least 5 sentences. Okay, make at least 5 sentences. Write in your notebook, write with a neat handwriting, and I will ask you once we join the class back. Okay, so that we can all discuss what you have done. Fine, children. Next, we learn about participial adjectives. So, participial adjectives are words which basically end with ed or ing. What are the words? Ed or ing. So let's look into the definition of participial adjectives. An adjective that is a participle in origin and form. Okay, an adjective that is a participle in origin and form. Participial adjectives can be modified. Modified means changed to show their intensity. Okay, an adjective that has the same form as the participle, that is a verb ending in ing, ed or en. See the example words, then you'll understand it better. See the words it's given. For ing, it's printing. Print plus ing becomes printing. For ed, informed. Inform plus ed, informed. And en, written. Write plus en becomes written. And so on. See the example. The sentences, few sentences are given. I read an entertaining story. So the word entertaining is the participial adjective. Okay, ing form of the word, but it's a describing word, it's an adjective. So it becomes what? It becomes a participial adjective. The next line, the listeners were inspired by her speech. What does the line say? The listeners were inspired by her speech. So here, what is the participial adjective? Yes, inspired. And the main word is inspire, and you have added ed, that makes the word inspired. Fine. Now the last example, the vase is already broken when he brought it home. The vase is already broken. So the word broken is the participial adjective here. Can you see the en form of the word break? Break plus en makes it broken. It is a participle form of the word. Understood, children? Now these are some common examples for participial adjectives, some common words that you use as participial adjectives. Amazed, amused, amazing, amusing, bored, boring, embarrassed, embarrassing. Understood? So all these words, these are just few words. There are more words, but these are the most common words that are used as participial adjectives. So children, let's come for a recap. Let's see what all we have learned today. We learned what are adjectives. We learned the definition of adjectives, the different forms of adjectives, that they are comparative and superlative adjectives. Then we learned about nouns performing the role of an adjective. Then we learned about the position of adjectives, attributive or predicative. Attributive comes, yes, attributive comes before the noun, and predicative adjective comes after the noun. It follows the noun. Next, order of adjectives. You learned all those words: age, shape, size, color, opinion. All those comes under the order. Children learn the order in the same order itself. Okay. And the last topic was participial adjectives, where words are joined with words ed, ing, and en. Fine, children? So I hope you all have understood the lesson. Let's see some questions. I have few questions for you. Okay, you have to find out the adjectives here. Okay. Shimla is the most beautiful place in Himachal Pradesh. I hope most of you have been to Shimla. It's one of the beautiful hill stations in our country. So the sentence says Shimla is the most beautiful place in Himachal Pradesh. So what is the comparative adjective used here? Most beautiful. Very good. The word most beautiful. The second line says this is the tallest building. Yes, tallest. Very good. Tallest building. And by looking at this very word, what do you understand? Can you recognize something from the lesson? Tallest is a what kind of adjective? Yes, superlative adjective. Superlative adjectives, they compares it in a higher degree or the highest degree. So tallest is the superlative adjective here. Good. The next sentence says 1,000 people turned up on the first day. Okay. So here basically you need to be very careful, children. Read the sentence again. We have two nouns here and two adjectives. Can you see that? 1,000 people turned up on the first day. So the first noun is people. Yes, the first noun is people, and the second noun given here is the word they. So we have the word thousand describing the noun people, and we have the word first describing the noun they. Very good. Well done, children. And the last sentence, many students study foreign languages. Again, similar to the previous sentence, we have two nouns here, students and languages. So what are the words or the adjectives that describe these two nouns? The word many describes the word students, and the word foreign describes the word languages. How many students were there? There were many students. What language are they studying? They are learning foreign languages. Very good, children. Very good. Now, as I always say, if you have any questions, and children, when will you have a question? When you go back to the slides, learn that again, do it on your own. Then only you will have some doubts or something to clear. So, go back to the slides, read again and again, listen to it again and again, make your own sentences, make your own notebook, make your study very interesting, children. So, if you have any questions, contact me. You can always keep in touch with me to clear all your doubts. So, we come to the end of the lesson here. Have a good day, children. Thank you.